even like doing a podcast, I feel like I don't like telling people I do it because I feel like I'm up my own ass. Like, oh, I have opinions and people need to hear them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's tricky. I don't know. I just like doing it because it's fun to talk to people.
Yeah, I don't think you should feel like that necessarily. It all depends on how you present it, I think.
Yeah.
Because like, you could definitely be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely.
I'm a podcaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
like,
okay.
I guess if you go around kind of telling people that's what you do, like, and you're proud of it.
Yeah.
Super proud. Like the pride element of it, I think, makes it kind of jerky.
Okay, listen, this is the Choke Artist Podcast. You have to subscribe to it, and here's why, Max. Because I don't do them every week. I do it. I was trying to do it every week. It's like, I have a job.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know? DIY isn't my job. You know, it's a fun hobby. And, we left the beginning, and I like talking to people, and it's fun. And that's it.
Well, that's what it should be, I think,
Yeah, I don't know. Anyone, don't consider me a podcaster.
I'm going to tell everybody that that's what you do.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about egos before and how people have them. And, it doesn't last, really. I don't know.
No, because, eventually you're going to be old and you don't look as good, Time takes its toll on everybody,
Yeah.
It's like you could be skinny and then you're fat. Or you could be like, like got lots of hair and then you're bald.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even like
nothing's wrong with being fat or bald.
No, everything's cool. But
everybody's cool the way they are, but that's the point. It's like, can't hold on to youth forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even actions don't age well sometimes. Like, when I think about how I've acted in the past, just like random scenarios, I'm like, oh, that's gross, and it makes me feel terrible.
Completely. Like, I just felt bad about what I said just a second ago. Like, I was like, oh, I shouldn't say stuff about people being fat. Like, I don't even mean that in a mean way. Like, I love so many, like, people that are larger than life.
Yeah. Well, no, it's on record now. So.
I know, I'm fucked.
Well, no, you're saying that, like, people who carry themselves in a way where they're always going to be perfect and the shit, and, like, you get old and time will fuck you up. Like,
yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Yeah. Well, Max is here. You're on the podcast. And
I think I always wanted to be on this one.
That's awesome.
I saw you were... I think I've only listened to maybe one that you've done, to be truthful, but...
Yeah.
But I always thought it'd be fun to sit down and talk to you. Like, even before we made this record together that we've been working on.
Yeah.
Like, it was like one that I definitely like had interest in doing, and I kind of always wanted to like reach out and be like, hey. I think we talked about it one time about Lake Effect maybe coming on or me coming on. So
yeah,
happy we're doing it.
Yeah, totally. And if you're listening, and you want to be on the podcast, let me know. I mean. Don't be shy. I'll take anyone as long as we're friends, or like as long as you're not gonna just come on and talk about your own band for 60 minutes, which is okay sometimes. I guess it depends. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's like if that's the format that you're going for, but I feel like there's already so much of that.
Yeah,
it's like you can always find somebody to interview your band and be like, so what got you started? What's your favorite band?
Yeah.
Name your 5 favorite bands and how they influenced you.
Yeah, I've literally done an interview for Marlanisha once, and it was a website, and they just sent us the form. Like, all right, answer these questions.
Yeah, I've done interviews like that, where it's just like completely like, and then like you see another band do it the next month, and you're like, oh, I did that interview.
Yeah,
like it's the exact same format. Like,
nothing changes.
So I mean, that's cool. I guess it's like they follow whatever.
It can be interesting. Like if you're interested in the band and you want to know those things.
Yeah, if you're like a super fan of the band, like when I was younger, if it was like a band I really liked and I saw like any kind of interview, I thought it was cool. So
yeah,
I guess it serves a purpose, but I do think it makes for like bland content.
Yeah,
kind of.
It's weird how now that we're older, like, are there any bands you would want to like read about like that?
It's like it's funny though. As we've gotten older, I think like the internet has matured so much with us. Like we really matured with the internet. I feel like our specific age group, like people who are in their late 20s, 30s, early to mid 30s, even 40s, like early 40s. I feel like we very much like we grew with the internet, and I think in that there's like everything's like more of an open book in a sense where there's not much I want to know because I just feel like if there is something that I do want to know, I could just Google it.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, you know,
Find it out.
and find it out. So I'm trying to think if there's any bands like there was definitely when I was younger, I definitely would wonder more about bands, but then it's kind of sad too because then you realize that like some of the bands you loved turned out to be like really shitty people. Yeah. So there's that whole element, and I think, like I said, with the internet growing and you know everybody using it on such a massive scale. And I mean, this is old news. It's not like I'm saying something that's groundbreaking here. And I'm like talking about the internet like it's this new thing.
No, I mean, but it was.
You know what I mean?
It changed everything.
Yeah, it changed everything, and now it's like I think it's good in so many ways because you know the bands and the fans are more connected now.
Sure.
And there's less of like this wall of ego and like pretension kind of.
There's less of a pedestal, whatever.
Pedestal, yeah.
Yeah, there's less of that. It's interesting though, because there's some bands, like bands that used to be mysterious, now like my roommate, like Cheech always says, like, you know, Shai Hulud used to be this cool, mysterious band you didn't know a lot about, and there's like, you know, folklore in their music and shit, and then now you can like go on Twitter and see what Matt Fox is eating for breakfast.
Yeah, that's
and,
the
like,
thing, yeah.
So it's a fine line, I guess, like knowing when too much information. I guess it's all how you want to do it. Like people that feel like they need to constantly be connected.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like also when you play a show, do you need to tell people that your music's online? Because if they really give a shit, won't they find it?
Yeah, and isn't that like? I think it's like almost obvious. Like, of course, it's got to be somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
And most bands, like, it's funny. Like, we have physical copies of our music, and a lot of the time we scope out the show. You know, we don't play that much these days, but like, we'll scope out the show and we'll be like, should we even bring merch in?
Yeah.
Because it's like, for us, it's not necessarily about like sitting there trying to sell people shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's just play a show, and if somebody wants the merch,
They'll come up.
they'll ask for it.
Yeah.
And then, it's a 2-minute walk to the car to go get a shirt for somebody.
Yeah.
Or a CD.
Totally.
I just feel so like wrong sometimes about like pushing it down people's throats, especially in a day and age where, you know, going back to the way the internet is, they can just go online and buy it there, or, you know, or not buy it.
Yeah. Though I will say the Lake Effect CDs are sick. Like,
well, that's Keith. That's
yeah.
all Keith, yeah. He's
so cool.
a fantastic illustrator.
Yeah. Because each one's a different illustration, right?
Right, yeah. And then, well, we had those for a while, and we were rocking those. And it got hard for Keith to keep doing that because the pace that he was doing it at to begin with was just absurd. I don't understand how he was able to draw so many different characters and different things. Like, and then, you know, Sniffling Indie Kids, we pressed up the last 2 records on CD. With them. So, and we still have them, and they look great, and they're awesome. But it's just the day and age we live in. Most people aren't interested in buying a CD, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just the truth. You know, you can try to like find ways to be like, oh no, people still like CDs for this purpose or that purpose, but
no.
Really no. And you can tell that because new cars, most of them don't even come with CD players anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like a car is a good way of looking at like how people consume music in a way.
Sure.
Because I think a lot of people listen in their car, you know?
Yeah.
That's a very private listening place for music and podcasts and media.
Well, I was going to say the only reason someone will listen to CDs is if they don't Bluetooth or an auxiliary or a USB port in their car.
Yeah.
And like, you have it.
But you can tell which way it's moving by seeing that new cars don't have it. Like it was like when new cars didn't have cassette decks. Same idea, you know. And then CDs get, you know, removed from the picture, and now it's all Bluetooth and or like an aux cord.
It hasn't made up for the loss of sales from CDs, but I think it's like kind of heading in the direction where like stream revenue, I guess at some point will.
I think the streaming companies are gonna, you know, they're gonna be the ones doing the best, I think, from it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like, you know, like the musicians always kind of finished last in that department because the label used to take, you know, and now it's the label takes and the streaming platforms are taking.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's even worse for us.
But now, like, the question is, do you even need a label in 2018? And, like, I still don't know the answer. I was saying no for a long time, but then I see bands that have labels and it helps them a lot, so...
I think there's, like, some sort of, like... I don't want to use the word superficial because that's, like, that has such a negative connotation, but I think there's some sort of, like...
We got signed.
Yeah, there's still some sort of, like, weird clout that comes along with being signed to a certain label.
Sure. Well, you know, someone that believes in your music and that's spending money on it.
Yeah, right. And you know, and especially if it's a label where, you know, there's other bands that have put their music out on it and you love those bands and you feel like you're part of like a line, like a lineage or like a, you know, like a community or family. It depends, I guess, what label it is, really. Yeah. And it depends how invested the label is in your music, you know? Because I've seen bands... How many bands have you seen that have, like, gotten signed to, like, a major or something, and then you don't hear anything about it, you know? It's like... So just because you get signed to a certain label, the label still has to care.
Yeah. It's true. That's how a lot of bands broke up back in the day.
That's what I mean. It's like, oh, yeah, like, you know, like, this label will sign 4 of these bands that sound like this, and... none of them end up doing anything, and they either get dropped or they break up. Or, you know,
pressure and money, and they want them on the road, and you know.
I think it's like the perfect storm of things coming together at once that like breaks a band. You know.
Sure.
And breaking a band is like what? How does that even? I mean, what does that even mean anymore? Too, it's you know, because I think the best way to do it is try to do as much as you can on your own before you even involve any other people in the picture. You know?
Well, because you got to prove to them that some people already give a shit, and that's why they should invest and help. Like
exactly,
because it's a bigger platform. Like exponentially, they can like if it's a bigger label, they can pump your money for marketing and shit that I guess matters. But I'm like too stubborn to like give a shit about it.
But think about that too, though. You're gonna owe that money back somehow.
Yeah, I mean the return is you get less money.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much,
much less. But I remember being a kid and giving such a shit about record labals.
Oh, same. It was like a big deal. Yeah,
I go to record label websites and be like, oh, they're not taking submission. Like Trustkill, which Third Records, like all these like drive-through records.
Well, yeah, we should mention that you showed up to my house today and you were wearing a Hopes Fall hoodie.
I swear.
And I was like, Hopes Fall, because that was like definitely a band I listened to. Yeah. When I was 15, but I listened to all the Trustkill bands.
Sure.
And Ferret Records too, and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
totally.
Like, so it's kind of like, like going back to how you said, you know, like labels were so important. Labels were important.
They were.
Because I would fall in love with a label. Yeah. And then I would just like eat up all the music on that label.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter who they signed. It would be like, I'd give it a listen just because.
You check it out because you trust
Trustkill was signing a band. Such a fun label. Or like, even like I was a big drive-through kid when I was like 12, 13.
I have like one of those DVDs somewhere.
No, I feel like I have like 2 or 3 of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so somewhere, like in a box, like, you know, hiding from like any of the mean punks that might see it one day when they're over here and be like, lame ass. No, I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought some other bands were really good.
Totally.
You know?
I still put on some of those albums from time to time.
I mean, it bridged the gap, I think, for a lot of people that were like our age, like where they felt like punk wasn't like inclusive enough for them in the sense where it was like too cool or too, you know, it was something that like didn't, you know, like it felt like you had to be like part of like some exclusive club to like really get into it. And I feel like Drive-Thru kind of made it like cool for the normies to get into like some form of it.
It definitely made music accessible like that,
you know,
alternative punkish, you know, not radio rock, not Matchbox 20.
Right, exactly, and that's kind of what was going on at the time. And there's a lot of the new metal, so it's like if you weren't really into like that kind of shit, like, you know, I mean, I'll take any Drive-Thru band over Puddle of Mud.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then that was kind of the choice that you're like faced with in that era almost.
Yes, it's true.
And it was like radio still mattered back then, you know. People got their music on the radio still, you know. And you know, the early days of downloading music and stuff, file sharing, but
Napster, all that.
Yeah, I had Napster. Napster
Me
was
too.
sick.
I'll never forget downloading a POD song via dial-up.
Nice.
And just like buffering 4% and listening to the first 6 seconds.
I feel so alive.
Dude, it was the song that was in the movie Little Nicky, because I was in like the 4th grade. I was like, that song's so sick. Remember that movie, Little Nicky?
Yeah, with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the devil's son or something?
Yeah, but it was before he started playing the same
Is that what it is?
character.
He's like, or does he go to hell? I don't know.
Yeah, he's like something like that. It probably doesn't hold up.
No, probably not. Probably not. Adam Sandler movies, most of them. I think we talked about this at the studio the other week.
Yeah.
We were talking about movies from our past, our childhood that didn't really stand the test of time.
Yeah. Even like music, some music from back then, not so much anymore.
Well, I mean, like I said, like, you know, back then you can eat chips. I feel like you should. I like the sound of chips.
I don't know. There's someone
Okay,
that's listening.
Everyone listen.
Oh,
It's good.
crunch.
It's good.
4D podcast. Now you can smell and taste the chips too,
Somebody should release a podcast of them just eating chips.
and reviewing them or something.
So these are pretty good. Sour cream and onion.
Slog, like, yeah.
You just hear the spit on the mic.
Oh, what did it say? All those labels we brought up were all from Jersey.
Yeah.
Trustkill, Ferret, Drive-Thru.
Well, Drive-Thru had like a Jersey connection, right? But they were kind of California too at the same time, right?
I know
The guy was making people walk on his back.
Yo, I heard it's
in
true.
New Jersey.
I
It
heard
is
that's
true. It's true.
Yeah, so I made a status about it, which was kind of insensitive at the time. But
Somebody's gonna like message me about it and be like, "Bro, why are you spreading lies?"
yeah,
I'm
dude,
like, I'm not spreading lies.
someone commented on a status I made and was like, "No, I played in a band and the guitarist had to do it."
Do you know how many people told me that they had to do that shit? I knew bands that were on Drive-Thru. They told me they had to do that shit.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, did he say it was a trust thing?
I don't know. I'm not gonna
Are we
act
gonna get sued?
like I know. Well, look, I'm not gonna act like I know more about it than I actually do because I
Yeah.
never experienced it.
Yeah.
I think I only met the guy maybe one time.
Yeah,
But it wasn't even
back
like
then?
I didn't go to like his house or anything. I saw him at a show and like,
Yeah,
you know, somebody said, "Oh, that's
Richard.
right."
Drive-Thru Richard.
Right.
Yeah.
And, well, he used to like give his email. He used to give like his AIM and his like email and shit like out to people. I think.
Yeah.
So you could like he was like accessible to people, but you know, who knows why? You
It's
know?
yeah. I
kinda
mean,
weird.
that's weird if it is. I mean, if he's a weird like Buddhist hippie guy, and it was like it's all about trust, and I want you to. It's still weird though, because it's like 16-year-old boys with frosted tip haircuts. So I think no matter how you cut it, it's like there's something kind of off there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I said, I'm not gonna act like
if
I know,
it's true.
I'm not gonna act like I know more about it than I do, but I 99% I know it's true. Just from what people have told me, you know.
Yeah.
And people who I trust that they wouldn't lie about something like that. They'd have no reason to.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And if you're hearing it from multiple sources and we both know about it and
Yeah.
we both heard about it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it went any further than that or there was any like, you know,
Yeah, I don't
anything
think-
weirder than that, even though that's fucking weird.
That's weird.
But you know. Anyway.
Well, you played in a band that was, I remember like being 14, 15, going to Hamilton Street, and it would say, Tourmaline?
Tourmaline.
Oh, what was the label? No Milk Records.
Yeah.
Which had like the Bank Robbers.
Yeah.
No Hollywood Ending.
I can't believe you're fucking throwing this at me right now.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, this is weird. I don't think I ever told you that.
No, you
Did I tell you
told
this?
me at some point. We talked about a show once, so I was like, oh, no shit.
Oh,
I
maybe,
remember
okay.
seeing your band's name on the Hamilton Street.
Maybe when we like first did that fleeting session,
Yeah.
that first session we did, maybe I told you then.
It was somewhere I feel like I told you at a basement show. At
Yeah.
some point. I don't know. But yeah, how was that whole experience? Because that was like more in the heyday.
Well, Kyle was a cool guy, and he ran No Milk, and I remember just being like 12 or 13, and you know I had an internet connection, and I remember just like I would search mp3.com for like bands, you know, and I would search like local bands. So I'd pop in NJ, I'd search like emo and pop punk, and I think I really must have been like 12 or 13, and I stumbled upon the Bank Robbers. on mp3.com, and I didn't even necessarily love their music, but I saw pictures of them, and I thought they looked cool, and I saw them, and they were older than me, and I saw I saw them playing at I saw it was a picture of them playing a VFW hall, and they just they looked they looked so cool in the picture, and there was all these their friends were there, and the show looked packed, and I was just, it blew my mind because I wanted so badly to be a guy in a band,
totally,
or somebody in a band, so I saw that photo and I listened to their music, and I saw that there was a scene or something,
Sure.
And I saw they mentioned the label, so then I went on the label's website, which was an Angel Fire site or something.
Oh, yes.
Or GeoCities or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got the guy's AIM, Kyle, and I hit him up, and I was just I would talk to him. I'd bother him,
Yeah.
I was an annoying little kid, just being asking all these questions.
Yeah.
I was very when I was younger, when I was 12, 13, I was a little pest online. I would find people's screen names, and I would just talk to anybody. I had no. Now I'm so much more reserved when I'm hitting anybody up that I don't know.
Yeah.
But back then I just didn't.
Well, because there's more exploring back then, and now it's just everyone has it, and it's known, and yeah.
I didn't even care. And I would message these people all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even when their away messages were up.
Yeah. So then anyway, then my brother was playing in a band, and then his band broke up, and then we started a band together, and that was Tourmaline. And when we put together our first demo, I showed it to Kyle, and this is years later. So I probably started talking to Kyle on Messenger, or Instant Messenger, whatever it was called, AIM.
Yeah.
When I was 12, and then Tourmaline started when I was 15. So it was a couple years after I had already been talking to him.
Yeah.
And I had seen Socratic, which was another band that played. I seen them play a couple times, and I met those guys, and they knew Kyle, and they were signed to No Milk.
Also, Post Break Tragedy was?
Yeah.
Or Kick Over the Traces.
Kick Over the Traces.
Rocky's band.
Well, they were on a different label. I know that guy too, Anthony.
What label was that?
That was Genko Records.
Yes, okay.
Named after the olive oil company in The Godfather.
No way, really?
Yeah, I can't believe you're bringing up this stuff. Nobody it's this stuff is forgotten. It's funny because I talk to so many people, and people don't even know this part of my
Yeah.
When people ask me about this is a different kind of podcast because you're not interviewing me. It doesn't feel like that. But when people ask me about Lake Effect, and even the band that I was in before, nobody goes this far back.
Hell yes.
And this is far back.
Yeah.
So
we're old, but we're not super old. We started young. 12, 13, 14 playing bands.
Once I realized that there was a scene out there, and there was shows, and there were people going to shows, and it was an actual thing. It was just, it was intoxicating to me because I loved playing music, I loved listening to music, I loved finding new music, and the fact that there were people out there that felt like that, I needed that. I needed to find a way into that world, and I think that was probably why I used to just message people with no fear at all, because I just so badly wanted to be a participant.
Totally.
And it's weird because when you get older, you sort of start taking that for granted, I think.
What do you mean?
That wonder that you have in doing it and just wanting to be involved.
Yeah.
And then at 30 you go to a show and you're like, oh, when can I go home and go to bed?
Yeah. Everything's kind of demystified now.
Yeah.
It could still be exciting, but it's different now.
Yeah,
it's different. You don't have that you're not 13 and everyone around you looks cooler because they have skinny jeans on, dumb shit like that.
Yeah, but then again, it's great because you're not worried about stupid shit like
exactly,
that.
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off.
Yeah, and a lot of that shit in the scene doesn't matter now. Dress on their own.
No.
It's about music.
I think it's such a mishmash of styles and which is great. It's so cool because it's just everything is sort of fused together stylistically, and even the way people dress and the way people act. It shows.
Yeah.
It's just there's less of a code of conduct in a sense, or not conduct, because obviously you don't want people to be fucking assholes or racist or fucking any of that shit.
But I think it's because we're more connected with like the internet. Because like back then you had to dress like a punk, so people knew you were a punk and into alternative shit. Like so.
Or I'm metal.
Yeah.
I listen to only metal. You see this fucking biker jacket?
Put your uniform on, your metal uniform.
Yeah, like your metal uniform. No, I'm emo.
Yeah.
Look at my fucking sweater vest.
Yeah, look at my live journal.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. And things that
I love how there's like different eras of emo too.
Yeah.
So you got like sweater vest emo.
Yeah, like Get Up Kids, old
right. Promise Ring.
Yeah, totally.
And then you got swoopy hair.
It gets
like,
cringy.
Like mall emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now emo is like irony emo, like sing about like, being kind of crazy and depressed. And
like the front bottoms?
I don't know. Is that emo? I've still never.
I think that's emo.
Here's a podcast confession. I've never listened to the Front Bottoms ever.
Oh shit!
I heard like one song maybe, and someone recently was actually telling me to listen to them, and I want to. I don't know. I'm stupid.
They're from around here.
Yeah, they played at the Meat Locker.
Yeah, we played with them a couple times. Like
I've only heard good things about them as people and like their band and shit.
They were nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know them like well at all, but from when I did meet them, they were nice people.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that would be, if the lyrical content, if it's like all about like kind of girls, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to, whenever bands write songs about girls or like their partner, it's like, a lot of times I'm like, just stop, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tired, I guess.
That's tired, especially when you're like 40 years old or something.
Yeah, well, Blink-182 is still singing those songs.
I know, but they're making money at least.
Yeah.
So you give them a pass because that's their
money.
They have those nice houses in Malibu. They don't want to have to give that up.
Yeah.
I would do that too. I'd sing about a fucking dog or whatever the fuck they sing about. Or
it's funny. The one thing the one thing I think about now, and this is shitty of me, but one thing I think about when I see like these bands that have like these image and prestige and they're signed, I always think, I wonder how much they make a year.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing to think, especially when you're like a professional working person.
Yeah, because I want to know how much
do they survive off of?
Yeah.
That's a worthy question.
I mean, Blink-182 we know is set, but like a mid-level band, like where are they at? Because I also want to know how it's possible.
Well, like name a band.
I don't know.
Are we calling people out?
Hurt anyone's feelings.
I feel like
show us your fucking pay stubs.
Whenever I do this shit, I don't know if you feel this way. Whenever I do this shit, I second guess everything I say. Okay. And then I like look back on it, like, and I'm like, should I have said that?
Whatever. You can't. Like we were talking about with vocal takes, you gotta just roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but no. All right. Like a band like Hop Along. Like a pretty big alternative rock band that's playing 2 nights at Asbury Lanes, touring pretty full time. Fucking awesome band.
Yeah.
Like music is probably playing in Urban Outfitters or like licensed through something.
Yeah.
That, like
They probably make some money. They probably have to keep day jobs, though, I imagine.
I don't know. I mean, they tour and you make money, and then they probably work odd jobs when they're home.
When they're home, like small jobs, just to keep them, keep everything moving, I guess.
Yeah.
But. I mean that's a good band. That's a good band to choose for this.
Yeah, because not huge where it's like.
Right, I get you.
Or like the Front Bottoms even like.
I think they do pretty well.
They're pretty big, right? Yeah, I'm just oblivious to that, but yeah, it's interesting. Because I'm curious about how to get to that, like not get to that point, but like how people do it. But everyone's story is different too. There's no right. We have to work.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying before. I think it's like a perfect storm almost. Like all these things come together and align to make it like, to make it work. I guess.
Yeah.
And it's different for every band.
Yeah. You have to be flexible and like willing to like adapt and like kind of go for whatever.
Kind of find your niche too. I think a lot of it is.
Yeah.
So I think a band like the Front Bottoms, they have their fan base, and they can tour and play to their fan base, and
there's no other band that sounds like them.
Exactly.
From what I've seen and heard
so
a little bit. Yeah.
Talked a lot about them.
Yeah.
It's funny that we veered off. We've talked about a lot.
Well, yeah. So one thing I want to say that what got me into music was I mean like probably like 4th and 5th grade I was listening to like self-deprecating alternative rock radio like lit my own way.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to think you're stupid and a fucking such a jam. Yeah. What?
Victoria and we talk about at our wedding having somebody playing My Own Worst Enemy on violin.
Oh my god, that'd
How
be
funny
beautiful.
would that be if we were walking down the aisle
I'll arrange it, just let me know. I might arrange it for fun now and send you a MIDI like in a week. That'd be really funny.
But yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't know. Eventually I started listening to Blink because Blink blew up, right? Like All the Small Things was like huge. Then in 6th grade I started listening to Green Day and I knew right away, I was like, I want to start a band. Definitely. I found a guitar in my basement, it's like my uncle's. It didn't have a neck strap, so my first ever live gig was my friend who learned Brains to half a step up because they didn't know you can go to open E and we didn't understand that.
Oh yeah.
So it ended on F.
Oh no.
Sitting down, running a clean signal through a Roland amp, and I'm just playing
That's all you need.
spray painted our hair green, and that was our first show. Just played that one song.
That's a banger.
Yeah, we were terrible. It was like really bad, but yeah.
I love that era of Green Day.
Yeah.
That and Dookie.
Yeah.
Those 2 records, right?
It's all cool.
Insomniac.
Kerplunk was cool too.
Yeah.
Low, like Dookie, they, gets.
I feel like they smoothed it out a little more.
They hit it, yeah.
No, but Kerplunk's cool though, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting, like, not that the spark is gone, because like I still love doing this, and
Same.
I don't know what else.
I'm
I
not
would
trying
do.
to sound like a jaded, like, fucking dick either by being like, it's just not the same. Like, obviously it's not going to be the same. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not a 13-year-old fucking kid.
Yeah. Well, because now there's bands older. Like, I remember when Folly broke up, they posted, like, people don't know, but, like, when we toured back in the day, there was no MapQuest or whatever.
Right.
And you had calling cards. You had to call a promoter, I guess,
Right.
and book a show. I just convinced them that you were good, I guess. And granted, over the phone, granted in that age, like, people are going to shows more, like, randomly. Like, you find a flyer and just go to a show because what else is there to do?
Right.
Now there's a million shows going on all the time, it feels like sometimes. So, it was a different time, but it's just fucking interesting to think, like, you'd call and then you read a map, like an explorer, and then you would go play a show.
Unreal, yeah. I remember the first tour we did with Tourmaline, we were still using, like, MapQuest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you're talking, like, 2005, 2006.
Totally.
Even the mid-2000s was a different era in the way that it works now. And now I haven't booked a tour in so long that I don't even know how it's even done anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people do it through, like, Facebook groups?
Facebook Messenger or groups if you're looking for contacts.
But it's Facebook pretty much, right?
Which sucks, yeah, because Facebook's a really cool tool, but it's like, it's very easy, at least for me, to get distracted on it.
Oh, yeah.
You have a feed, all the shit's going by, and you get notifications, like, pop.
Oh, yeah, not to mention all the, like, sneaky ads that they throw in.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in messages and following up with people.
Yeah.
Like, email was a little easier.
Facebook's hard for me. Like, Facebook Messenger specifically is hard for me to follow up with people.
Yeah.
Like, I'll forget about it because it's not your main messaging app.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes and they send you weird messages, and then that pops up as, like, you having one message, and I'm like, no, I don't care about this. Like, what is this? You know? So, I'm bad at getting back to people. Sorry if I haven't gotten back to people.
So now that you're, like, recording pretty actively, though, do you have an email address?
Well, I just use my
Yeah.
name because I think that's just the easiest way to do it.
Sure.
And because I don't have, like, a name for my studio yet.
You don't yet.
I don't yet.
Until right now.
Well, no, I definitely need to come up with a name and all that because I'm definitely going a little more legit with everything. So,
Totally.
Yeah.
We just tracked, like, a full length with you, and it sounds great.
Cool.
Like, yeah, so if you're looking for affordable recording, here's the plug.
This is an ad now.
What's up, everyone?
You're plugging me?
No, but it's cool, and I'm happy to see you move to
I'm
this
glad you feel
space.
that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. I'm happy to see you move to this bigger space where you're going to have more resources at your hand.
Yeah.
And you get it because you were in a band, you know it's important to be affordable.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like to record bands and
Definitely.
stuff, so.
Yeah. And that's just kind of like one of the things that I want to do. I really, another thing that I'd like to try to get into is, I guess just writing songs for like jingles and stuff like that, like funny things. Like, I don't know, I just want to take the songwriting in a direction that isn't just like your typical like album, indie band, rock band format, you know?
Yeah.
Like I do that like thing online where I ask people to like vote on a random topic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that, like, and then I write a song about it, try to like pump it out, just try to come up with something that's totally random. Exactly, and I look at it like it's kind of like an exercise, so.
It's always good to challenge yourself and push your boundaries, or else you get bored.
I feel like it keeps me sharp.
Yeah.
So there's other things, I want to figure out ways to sort of like, I guess, look outside the box of just like recording just bands and, which I love doing, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's so much more to the world of audio.
Yeah.
There's so much more you can do with it.
You can get work doing like Foley, like sound effects.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, I mean, I'd love to get into voiceovers. That's something that I've always had an interest in.
Yeah, I know a guy that does it in
Yeah?
Atlanta, and he said he gave advice on how to do it, and I'm gonna fuck it up. He had a distinct voice and a good mic, but he said, be punctual, be professional, put yourself out there.
Right, yeah.
Which I guess is the hard part, putting yourself out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is my talking voice.
Well, it's always easy to like talk about shit too. I think the hardest part is just doing it and like kind of throwing away the fear of doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I feel like fear gets in the way of so many things where, well, what if nobody likes my demo reel, and what if I never get work doing it? Well, of course you're never going to get work doing it if you don't do it at all. Give it a shot at all, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm talking about myself here, like, where it's just like, I'm rational. I'm trying to like talk myself out of my own fear.
Sure.
Fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough at it.
I think a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
You just convince yourself to not try something.
Yeah. I've talked. Many things that I wish that I've done that I've talked myself out of, just because I can't do that. Like I suck at this. Why would I? And it's just such a shitty attitude to have because then you have all these like you're thinking about all these other people's expectations, when you should just be thinking about like what you get out of it,
Totally.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, do something because you want to do it. Expect nothing in return.
Right, and then you're not disappointed.
Yeah.
But don't do it. But like that's a great mentality to have. But don't not do it at all.
Yeah.
At least try.
And make sure you're proud of it at the end.
Yeah.
Make sure you like it.
And if you're not, try again. Until you are proud of it.
Yeah. Exactly. But you don't know until you actually try to do it.
Definitely.
So, it's tricky. All right, so we're going through the.
God, we've been all over the place.
Yeah. Wait, what's our time at? I usually try to do an hour if that's cool.
An hour's fine. 37 minutes.
Okay, cool. Everyone listening knows as well because they're listening on their phone. This is our 37-minute break where we tell you how long it's been.
An hour's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So after Tourmaline, am I saying it right? Tourmaline. That band broke up. You played in Washington Square Park. Was that next?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Who also was on a label, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we worked with the label. It's not really like we were like on the label.
They put a record out.
They put a record out. Yeah.
That's how I usually do stuff with stroke artists. Did you have to sign a contract for No Milk?
No, for No Milk?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Oh wait. Yeah, but I wasn't an adult. Like I wasn't even old enough to sign a contract, dude. My brother signed the contract.
Yeah.
I think we signed a contract with them. Absolutely.
For sure.
I remember it.
Yeah.
100% we signed a contract with them, but I didn't sign anything.
Yeah.
I was like 15.
Yeah.
Or 16.
Whenever I put someone's record out, if I don't know them well enough where I feel comfortable with doing it, then I won't do it. And not like we have to be buddy, but like you just have to seem like a decent person. Like be kind of on top of your shit enough.
Yeah.
Like the
where
music.
It's not gonna just be like a complete like, you're just putting all this in and they're not giving you anything back.
Yeah, and I mean I'm already ripping myself off with
that's what I mean. It's like you're already like that's what
but
see that's what a lot of like bands don't realize. It's like how much like money labels pump into bands that just fail.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's an investment.
Yeah.
And it's an art investment, which is fucked up.
Yeah,
like when you have big labels and they're weighing in on your album, like, oh, you don't really need this track.
Yeah.
Like, someone told me about Hopesfall when they released, not this last full length that they put out last year, but the one before, Trustkill took 2 tracks off the album and didn't tell them. And they're like, it was a concept album and they took 2 chapters of the book out,
That sucks.
Yeah. And that's not even a huge label, but I guess they just did that.
Where's that band from?
Hopesfall, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably one of my all-time favorite bands, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's hard. Like I mean, putting out a record cost me at least $1,400. If it's a 12
like an actual vinyl.
If it's an LP. And I think like, all right, if I can't do like 40 in pre-sale, I'm not gonna do it. And there have been a few times where I bit the bullet and I was like, I'm probably not gonna do that pre-sale, but I want to put this out. And I just bit the bullet.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I would do that anymore. Because you do that twice, you're out 3 G's.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Lot. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
It's tricky. And then like I offer like physical pressing, but I don't really do marketing. Like I think that shit's gross.
Yeah, it can get gross real fast.
Yeah, I just want people to organically like it and tell their friends that they like it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just hard for that. It doesn't always happen.
Well, it's hard to cut above the noise on social media, you know?
Yeah.
It's just so prevalent. Like everything is like everybody's trying to like talk over each other, and it's just like it's
a lot.
It just turns into like a fart.
You don't
check out my. I just released this new. It's like.
Yeah, it's true.
And like that's how I feel when I post my own shit too.
Yeah.
I just feel like my post is like, hey, put up a new. Check out my new. And that's it. You
There's
know?
just so much out there. You know what I was thinking recently? I think it'd be cool if like you had to like audition to be on social media, like your band did. Like there's someone who has to say like this shit sucks.
Yeah, but who's the judge of that?
I don't know because it can't be biased.
Can't be Zuck.
Yeah, it can't be.
I feel like he already
bad music too.
I can see him listening to like really bad music.
Like Hanson-esque.
I can see him listening to like Matchbox 20 and thinking it's like edgy.
Yeah. He's got something to say.
I can see it.
But like, wouldn't that be like I used to work as a delivery driver, and I went into a pizza place once, and the pizza man was like, "Oh, I heard you play in a band. Like, he plays in a band too." Like, introducing me to the pizza guy, like I don't know, the pizza apprentice, whatever the fuck. And I was like, "Oh, you're a band? Cool. Like, what's it called?" And he's like, "Oh, it's called this. Check us out. We're on Instagram. Add us on Twitter. Add us on Facebook." I was like, "Oh, dude, where can I hear your music?" So we don't have music yet, but like, add us on all these so you know. It's like
that's bizarre to me.
It's like I don't give a shit about your band then because we're talking. I have to. Like, no, I don't care.
I hate that so much when like bands create like every account, but then just don't have any music up.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I want to look at your fucking Bandcamp page that says music coming soon? Or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, why do I want to fucking like you on Facebook if I've never even heard you?
Yeah.
Isn't it about like what? Isn't it about your music?
Yeah, that's what it should be about.
I know, but it's so strange that it's just become like, well, we have a name, we have a Facebook, we have this, we have that, you know. Well, but we don't have any fucking recorded music.
Sometimes it becomes a numbers game. Like people focus on the wrong thing. Do you have to get that, the phone?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, like if you focus on the wrong thing, you think like signed bands have like over 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
Like,
but they also tour.
Yeah.
And when you go on tour, you meet people.
Yeah.
And when you meet people, they like your shit.
Yeah, it's true.
It's face-to-face interaction does, I think, have some sort of correlation on that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Or you buy your likes.
People do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a label pumping you out through like every mainstream outlet, which I don't even know what they are because I don't watch TV or
right?
I don't read. I'm stupid.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's like where do people even find music anymore?
I don't know.
I feel so disconnected from it. You know? I just don't even know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I feel like everything I post is just like a giant fucking like fart. You know? Because it's just.
I came full circle on music reviews recently. I used to be like, I don't fucking care what someone thinks. If they think it's good or bad, like it's if I like it. But like I'm also older and like a little more out of touch. So if there's someone whose opinion I trust, I'll like be like, all right, I'll give
it
this
a
listen.
shot.
Yeah. So it is I guess it can be helpful. But I know this is a story about a band from New Jersey. Who'll remain nameless, but one of the members.
I love this.
Yeah.
After this is done recording, I'm gonna be like, who was it?
One of the members said to me, if you want Twitter followers, just follow a bunch of people, and when they follow you back, you unfollow them.
Yeah, I mean that's the game a lot of people play.
That gets numbers up, and this band has like, you know, a sizable amount of followers, like maybe 6,000 to 10,000. But then you compare their interactions to like an interaction of a band that's smaller, and it's less.
Well, see, that's the thing. You got to back it up. Like that's a great way to get people to get the numbers up, but the numbers don't mean shit.
Yeah.
If there's no engagement.
Yeah.
So you need the numbers and you need the engagement.
Totally.
And you need this and that and
yeah.
a fucking piñata at the show that spills fucking $100 bills to the crowd and fucking back massages at all the shows.
I would go.
See, you like this. See,
what band is this?
it's my band. Support us.
Well, people think they get the number up, then they'll become a signed band, and then magically it all makes sense and it goes away. And this band actually did get signed to a big label.
Oh, really?
And they got on big tours. And they're not a bad band. They're not. But they got on big tours and, like, you know, they put music out. And
I gotta ask you who it is after this.
I'll definitely tell you. Yeah. But it's just interesting. I don't know.
I mean, I don't fucking hate on people for trying to figure out ways to spread their music. But when that's all they care about, you know.
I don't know if that's spreading music. I think you're just spamming at that point.
Yeah.
You're just fucking you're playing a numbers game. Straight up.
Well, do they do that because they want they want it to appear that they have like fans or something? Is that what the whole thing is?
I think so. Because I guess if you could say it's the premise that this band followed me, so I'll follow them back and check them out. But who does that? Like, also if someone follows you, you don't necessarily be interested in what they do. I don't know, like just do your thing.
You know what's funny? I like always bum people out when I like tell them like I've actually told this to people that I've like worked on records with before. I'm like, don't worry so much about it. Like 30 people are gonna listen to it. And it's just like, I know that sounds mean, but it's like I have to give some people like an ego check where it's just like, and I've said that about my own music. Like I was working with Skylar Adler on like my solo album that I'm doing.
Yeah. That's
taken me a while to do because I'm not in a rush. I don't even care. It's just like whenever it's done, you know? But and I was telling him, like he was like, oh, like you're gonna release a single? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna release a single tomorrow. And he's like, oh, well, didn't you have like a couple mix changes you want to make? And I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, I was like, nobody's gonna notice that like we turned the vocals up in this one part, or we added a little more like reverb to the vocal, or we did this, you know? Like, I was like, I was like, the 30 people that listen aren't gonna notice. Yeah. And I'm 30's being nice, honestly. Like,
well, no one's gonna say, oh, it would have been a great song if you just bumped your vocals in that bridge.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the mix was good enough where it was like nobody's gonna notice some sort of tiny little thing that we change, you know?
Yeah.
And so I try to keep people real with that shit where it's just like, dude.
Lower the bar. Lower your expectations.
Yeah, exactly. And I get you want it to sound a certain way. And, and I get people who are very emotional and picky with their own art, but...
Yeah, because it's like your baby. You created it.
Right.
You know?
And I can respect that as you know, a fellow artist or musician, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
But there comes a time where you really gotta have that reality check where it's just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, you can't like nitpick too much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not doing open heart surgery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm making music.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna die if the reverb is too high. You know? Yeah. Stop having a fucking shit fit.
Yeah.
You'll be okay, I promise.
I'm sure you get a lot as an engineer. I'm sure you get a lot of wacky things.
Every other engineer I know and talk to, it's par for the course, I think, you know? Yeah. To have at least one band that drove you fucking up the wall with dumb shit and crazy suggestions, or not even suggestions, but crazy. It's funny. What I've seen a lot is like indecisiveness. You know.
Sure.
Maybe not a lot, but I've seen it. You know, a fair amount of just wanting something one way, then they change it, then they're happy with it. Then they go back and somebody says that it's like they play it for one of their friends.
As soon as one person says it, you only hear it that way.
Exactly, and then they don't hear it the same way anymore that they did when they left. You know, when they left, or it's just people get too in their heads about things.
For sure.
I mean, but to be fair, there are times where
it's warranted at times.
It is, and sometimes and I'll admit that sometimes when especially starting out, I wasn't. I missed the mark a lot when it came to like a mix, like shit, that doesn't, I'm not perfect, and nobody
figuring out what you're doing,
and nobody is, and especially early on when you're still figuring out how to do it,
Yeah.
And I've had people be so fucking rude to me before, like especially when I was starting out, and it's like I'm charging you like next to nothing to do this right now, and on top of that. I've put like hours and hours of my own time into it outside of the studio.
Yeah.
And
what do people like? Just that they don't like it?
Like I had one band where somebody you know, I had put hours into, you know, mixing their stuff, and apparently, like, they just weren't happy with it, and the drums are they're too loud, the snare drum's too loud, and and I'm like, all right, cool, like, we're working together here, so, like, I'm gonna mix it again, and I was very nice and trying to accommodate them and trying to, like, hear them out and hear what they were saying.
Yeah.
And they just, I remember I got a message from them at 3 a.m, like, first of all, if you think you're that important that at 3 a.m, I'm gonna answer you back about a mix,
no,
like, I'm sorry,
just
but
wait.
yeah, just wait. So things like that, and it's the way it's said. Like, I don't care if you think I mixed it horribly. You can tell me that, or not horribly, but like,
say what you don't like.
Right, say what you don't like. Have some real critiques, and back them up in a way that's like, you're not being a jerk. Yeah. So. I don't know, it was the tone more than anything else.
Sure.
And then it was me trying to, they eventually apologized.
That's
because
cool.
they realized how, like, out of line their tone was.
Yeah.
Because, again, I'm not saving lives here. This is your fucking music that's going to be heard by your friends. Like, calm the fuck down.
You're right, yeah.
Like, calm down.
Yeah. If it's like if you're going to, like, an expensive studio... Then
that's what I mean. Like, I called the guy out too, because I was like, you slept through half of the session. If you wanted a different guitar tone, like, you should have spoke up. You were sleeping while you recorded it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, there's a part that's missing. And I was like, yeah, that was the part that I guess we were supposed to record while you were sleeping. So fuck you.
You gotta learn how to let shit go and go roll with it. I think that's when I was like 19. I was a huge fucking nerd. I think I still am, but like I used to like record and be like, oh well, this doesn't all hit on the same downbeat. It'd be like like a quarter of a second late.
Yeah.
For like the best of the worst too, which is like a punk ska chord. I mean, it's like best of the worst is different because it's like technical. It's like elements of post-hardcore metalcore kind of. So like chugs and shit should be like kind of tight,
locked in. And all that.
Yeah, but like I used to be so much like that, and like now it's like, is the vibe right? Okay,
right.
Are you happy? Do you get happy when you hear it? Okay, good.
Well, I mean, that style of music yields itself to that very like gridded type of like meticulous like
because it's
sound.
Like in this Thirsty Guys is like it's just more.
Well, this record is just like a straight ahead like energy fest.
Yeah, the whole point is just to not give a fuck.
Yeah, right, exactly, and you don't get that by shifting drum hits. Like, exactly on every hit, exactly on.
Yeah.
Doing a million takes of like guitars to make sure they're all locked in.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, I'm glad we didn't do that.
A lot of the times I was shutting the click off for like parts that we didn't need it.
Yeah.
Just kind of get that vibe of playing live, because I always feel that works really well for like an energetic live band kind of.
Totally, and that's something you're good at because you played in bands.
Yeah. Well, that's how I prefer to make records with I prefer to make a record like that with bands that are like experienced in playing live.
Sure.
If it's like a project where it's just like a singer-songwriter and we're like kind of building the thing up from the ground, then I love using like click tracks, and I love making everything feel really tight.
Sure.
But if it's a band, sometimes the click track can psych a band out and make them feel like they're playing it too fast or too slow, or it's not right, and sometimes the tempo shifts are what make it exciting,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it should sound like the band's playing.
Yeah, it all depends on the project.
That's true.
How meticulous you want to get, how if you want it to sound super locked in on every beat, you can do that, and you got the technology to do that these days, which is nice. But
it depends where you go too. I mean, you could obviously do it anyway here, but we came to you because we knew like you make us sound like a band. You make it sound
cool.
like.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you say that. That's so cool that you think of me like that. That's nice.
Well, because there's anytime there's tricks in studios, and it sucks life out of the music in a way. Like
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, auto-tune is when they. Although I think T-Pain uses auto-tune beautifully, I think that's like something special, and he can actually sing.
You know what it is? It's like it's not so much auto-tune itself. It's just the way that people use it.
Yeah.
That can be grating, or it can be used in a way that's kind of interesting and cool and sounds all right. Like I used to be like one of those guys that was like, ugh, why does it even exist? It's so annoying. And like
Yeah.
literally I had like I was like one of those guys that like you put it on and I would literally turn it off. I couldn't even hear that.
Yeah.
That sound alone was just like
Yeah.
it was like it meant like to me it was just like inauthentic, like
Sure.
like I couldn't get past it. It was
yeah.
like fuck this. Like anything that used that effect, I was just like not for me.
Yeah.
But now like I'm more, you know, I've come around to it more and
Yeah.
realized that like no, people can use it in unique ways.
It can be fun.
Yeah, I've
Make
grown,
it shine a special way.
grown with my opinion on it.
Yeah. Well, that was like a hot like 2008 take. Like,
Yeah.
tune, you need it. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But now we see people use it like
Yeah.
in ways that are cool or like as an effect. You know?
Yeah.
What gets me still though is trigger drums. I don't know if they're ever necessary. Maybe a little bit.
I feel like I hear so much less of that now, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Or if I hear it, it's done well to the point where you don't even notice.
Yeah.
I like blends. Like if people can pull off like blending like a sample in there,
Yeah.
and you don't even realize it.
No, that's cool.
That's kind of unique.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool, and I think a lot of records do that, and you don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
But
that's true.
I typically don't, honestly, because I love the sound of like actual drums. And I think with compression and things like that, you can get consistent enough hits from like the kick and snare that you don't need to fucking drop a dumb sounding
Something over it.
like some dumb sounding sample like ba 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 like
Yeah.
every snare hits just like a gunshot.
I guess ultimately it's how you make it sound. Because I know there's records I love that have auto-tune and trigger drums and fuck ton of compression.
Yeah.
Usually if something's brick-walled though, I can't listen to it. If
It's like
too
the
loud
overall master
all the time.
Yeah,
I can't. Because like all the like strumming dynamics.
and it sounds like shit in headphones when people do that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you turn it up to like 3 and it's just like like it's just fucking so aggressive.
It sucks the life out. There's no dynamics in it. There's no breathing room.
Yeah.
So you know, it really depends. I mean, there might be something I like that's still super compressed, and I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. No, the overall like compression like with the master is just like people go way overboard with that shit.
When you drop something I do now, whenever I put a record out, I drop the wave in the GarageBand and I just look to see how it looks.
How
If it's
how
just
destroyed it is.
brick, I'm like, ah, damn. Yeah. It's gotta have breathing room.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I feel like for a while people were just wanting to master everything as loud as fucking possible.
Yeah.
Again, I think though people like I said, people were moving away from the trigger drums. I think there has been like kind of like a little bit of like a like backlash, like backlash with that shit. Like I've noticed like a lot more records that I hear like are going for like more organic,
which is cool,
forms of production, and it's kind of cool because it's like organic forms of production with like a mix of like new techniques too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like recording is kind of like the art of recording is hitting like a really cool place, I think, because like you have like DAWs like Ableton where you can like sketch out like a whole bunch of different loops and things, and then you can import that into Logic or Pro Tools and continue working, and you can do all. It's just the flexibility of recording these days is just so awesome.
And it is nice to see it kind of take a step back as far as being like super polished and overproduced. And I think like a lot of like indie rock stuff has gone that way, and it's neat.
Yeah.
Because I felt like in the late 2000s.
It was getting to the pinnacle of like overproduction.
Everyone sounded the same too.
Yeah.
Like, everything. I couldn't distinguish like records sometimes. Like it's stupid.
Well, that's what I tell a lot of younger bands too that I've like worked with, where I'm just like, look, what makes a record cool is that it doesn't sound exactly like the last one. Like your mistakes sometimes are what makes your music fucking interesting and cool.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even mistakes, but you're like the fact that you're not playing it perfect, the fact that you're not singing it perfect.
Yeah, like liberties, let's say, like whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because that's you, and it's like if every fucking take is perfect and you do a vocal until every little note is perfectly like in pitch and on time, and you take out any kind of unique like individuality and like flavor that's in there.
Sure.
Yeah. It just becomes a streamlined fart.
It's still like, I mean, pop music is probably always in tune and can still have soul. But for a band, I feel like
right. Well, I'm talking about like rock band or indie, let's say for the greater umbrella of like DIY indie music.
Yeah. Some of the biggest records now are like not perfect, you know? It's like
Yeah.
a cool effect. So, any plans for like more music? You're putting a solo record?
Yeah, I'm doing I got a solo thing in the works. I already put out one single, Into the Great Abyss.
What's the solo project called?
Just called Mausch.
Yeah, I asked because I wasn't trying to say your last name. And I saw you posted about that.
I posted that because nobody does.
So
And it's funny, when I said I was asking for a friend, I was asking for me. Like everybody does that. Oh, I'm asking for a friend. No, you're asking for yourself. Well, I was asking because everybody I talk to has a different answer to that question. Like how when they first saw my name written out, like how do you say that?
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was such a strange last name because it's not long.
No.
Or anything.
It's tricky though.
But I guess it's tricky to people, yeah. It's Rauch.
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 You heard it here first.
Rauch. Like Rauch.
Nice. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So Mausch.
Mausch.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
So you do that stuff with Skylar?
I did some of it by myself and some of it with him, but the majority of it was with him.
The newer Lake Effect stuff was with him too, right? Maybe not the newest, but the one before.
The one before it, we did entirely at his studio. The one before, the full length before Dawn Chorus, which was the last full length, we did at his studio.
Yeah.
Then Dawn Chorus I recorded it and he mixed it.
Cool.
And then we did an EP with him too that came out in, I don't even know when that came out. Was that April?
Okay.
So it came out last April, yeah.
Are you guys on Spotify?
We are actually. Yeah, we're on that.
No,
yeah.
cool. I'll bump it on the drive actually.
Yeah, check it out. If you check out the full length, I think I gave you a CD.
Yeah. The last album I honestly remember had Flower Investment Pawn as the first track.
Okay, that's
old, right?
Yeah, that's old. That's the one we did with Skylar entirely.
Okay.
There's a record after that.
Dawn Chorus?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's an EP that's just 4 songs. It's like 12 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, check that one out.
Yeah.
On the drive, I think you'll dig it. It's just really quick songs.
Cool.
They're all 2 minutes long.
Yeah, that's fun.
Or maybe you'll hate it. I don't know.
I'll let you.
I hate to be presumptuous and say, oh yeah, you'll dig it.
No, but I'll definitely listen. I like most music as long as it's done well, you know.
Okay. Yeah, we did it really quick.
I also like the idea of shorter songs because, like we were saying, it's easy to get up your own ass with songwriting.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with that record, the EP. We literally did in 2 days.
Yeah.
We went in there. We played it live. We all played in one room together. We tracked it. Well, Skylar tracked it. We played, and then the next day we just did vocals and overdubs, and that was it.
Cool.
And we called we were no more days, in and out,
bang, boom.
2 days, make a record, 2 days.
That's right.
Just because you have the tools to do a million punch-ins and all kinds of shit doesn't mean you need to use them. You know? So the idea of it was kind of treating the computer like it was just a reel of tape.
Yeah.
And it's
track.
Yeah. Just keep the track count limited, overdub a couple things, but don't go too crazy, and just try to get a good performance out of everybody at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
because back in the day, if you wanted to record more than 8 tracks, you'd have to bounce them all to one track, and
right.
It was fucking insane. I remember having a 4-track when I was a kid, but
they're fun to play with.
Yeah.
So I got that solo thing coming out, and then and Lake Effect is working on a new record too. So
awesome.
That'll probably see the light of day next year.
Cool.
2019. So
yeah, I don't think we'll ever stop doing this shit.
I have no plans on it. That's the thing, is I don't have any plan to stop.
Yeah.
And I don't care how old I am, and I don't care if nobody's fucking listening.
Yeah. So it's to set low expectations.
Because I love it.
Yeah.
And it's fun to do it, and I've been in it too long to just say, it's something I don't want to do anymore because it's part of who I am.
Yeah. I mean, we had the bug when we were young, and we're still doing it. Because what else would we do? I don't want new hobbies.
I don't want no new hobbies.
Yeah.
People say no new friends. No new hobbies. Really though. I don't know what fucking hobby I could get into at this point.
Yeah, well, I feel like people are getting 30s, kind of a turn of age, and I don't know. It gets harder. It definitely gets harder the older you get to make time for shit.
Absolutely.
But you can still do it.
The only hobbies I want to get into now as a 30-year-old would be jogging.
Yeah, not a bad one.
Aerobics.
I bought a bike recently. I ride a bike.
You know what I'm saying? Like hobbies that are good for you.
Positive ones.
Positive hobbies that'll keep you alive. a little longer, hopefully. Because
Yeah.
you could always, get hit by a bus or things like out
always
of your control.
roll of the dice.
Yeah, it's all exactly.
Yeah.
But a little aerobics, it's good for you.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm holding a fart. I don't want to do it in here with you, so we should wrap it up. I gotta drive 2 hours to Glassboro, and I'm gonna go to a medical marijuana dispensary before. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if anyone has listened to more than one podcast, you may have heard the series arc of me for like a whole year being like, I think I'm gonna get my card soon. I finally got my medical marijuana card. So if you're a cop, don't tell the other cops. Thanks for doing this, Max.
All right, no, thank you. I'm glad we did this.
No, this is a lot of fun.
Like I said, I always wanted to do it, so thanks, Joe.
Yeah, it's a good cap to the recording, and like get to hang out and kick it a little too. Also subscribe, because I'm not guaranteeing when I do these. So the only way to know is to subscribe or to see if I post about it. All right.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm finding joy in refined sugar. My days seem to linger in the mud. Was yesterday worse? Is today a little better? I walk outside into the crisp fall weather. I wanna shut my brain off. No, I won't talk. I wish I could, but my mind won't stop. No, my mind won't stop. I'm finding gloom in maligned weather. Restlessness remains in the mud. Today was, you like to say the 90s were so much better. I stay inside, stare at a dull computer. Shut my brain off. I wish I could talk, but you're not home now, and my mind won't stop. No, my mind won't stop. Sometimes I contemplate how it's a miracle that I got this far. You see, I wrote myself off to a dimly lit basement and a nicotine addiction. My spirit was broken in a pile of melted marsh. But I won't stop. Yeah, we can talk. 'Cause I'm at home now, and I've learned a lot. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I'm finding joy